Hey there, Rotterdam White Scar fans, this is your room from the Rotterdam White Scars with yet another Rotterdam White Scar unboxing video. Today I'm gonna do a special unboxing video, and that one is special because the new core game for Lord of the Rings Hobbit SBG, or now these days called Middle Earth SBG Battle of the Pelennor Fields. So today I'm gonna unbox this box together with you guys for the first time. Of course I had one in the store, but this is my own copy and I've waited a long time to do this myself. So yeah, let's dig into it right away and let's see what awesome goodies are in this box. So guys, welcome back. As you can see, we have the box right over here. First off, love the box itself. It has such an amazing artwork. You have on one side you've got King Theoden of Rohan, his Riders of Rohan. Crossing the other side we have the Witch King of Angmar, of course, the leader of Sauron's forces in the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, and with them a lot of the Morannon orcs. And in the back you have Minas Tirith. So Minas Tirith standing half in light, half in darkness. So really like this small gesture that they did into these box set. However, I have to say with it, because yeah, of course I'm working for GW, so I know this. This is the only box that we have right now in our assortment that doesn't have a box art of the miniatures on front of it. So they chooses theater kind of background for it, and I can totally understand it because a lot of people know these characters from the Lord of the Rings movies. However, yeah, it is slight changeable for a lot of the things that, yeah, maybe people will not like it that much. So, however, I have no problem with it. I like it, and I think a lot of customers will see this box and like, hey, I know this one. This one is from the Lord of the Rings. So, yeah. So now let's get into the opening of the box itself and see what's inside of the box. So here we have the box, and let's try and unwrap it. So first off, here we have the back side. So here we've got like everything what's inside the box. So here we have a small picture of all the miniatures on a board, what's inside there. Here on the left you have like all the contents of the book, or the box, sorry. So you've got like a 208-page rule manual, so that's the new rule book for Middle Earth SBG. A 16-page scenario and profile booklet, so that you can be onwards into your games of Middle Earth SBG. 12 six-sided dice, so probably in green and red, and as you can see they are in green and red. A small range ruler for Rohan, so in the base theme of Rohan, and a small one for Mordor as well. And then you've got the forces that are in the box. It says here as well 84 finely detailed plastic Citadel miniatures, as well as all of the rules you need to play your first game of Middle Earth SBG. So yeah, on here as well you see a lot of the background of Middle Earth's SBG, or Middle Earth's map. See a few of the miniatures that are in the box, so yeah, can't wait for it. Let's go into it. So when this box came out, actually, and when we saw the first time the content of the box, I was actually really happy that the Middle Earth team, or Games Workshop, decided to go back to the Pelennor Fields, because the Pelennor Fields, in my opinion, is one of the best scenes in the Lord of the Rings range, and as well in the Hobbit range, and a lot of people are known to that. So it was really easy to get people back in. So let's get the plastic out. And yeah, you have a lot of armies that are combining here on this epic battlefield. So in that kind of way, this would be the perfect one to start with. So the Middle Earth team decided and already said like that there will be more scenes or themes around the new Middle Earth SBG game. So they decide now first to go back to the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. However, they probably gonna see how and what it will work, if it will be a positive vibe and everything into it. Eventually the Middle Earth team wants to go to the other ones as well, so think about this maybe in the Battle of Helm's Deep, the Battle for the Shire, the fall of Arnor and the rise of the Kingdom of Angmar, for example. And in these themes they probably will bring out back the miniatures that are in the new rules armies for Middle Earth SBG as well. So that's another book that's not within the book, over in the box, but we will talk about that one in another video. So we've opened the box. Let's dig into it. So I've waited long enough to get and see this. Hoppa! So here we go. So as you can see, this starter box completely filled up with only sprues. So first off here we've got like the 2 sprues probably for the Riders of Rohan. So these are like the old Riders of Rohan sprues. Still absolutely love them. You've got like the basic horse like in this way that stands up and the other one is running forward. You've got 6 of each of them, so you can combine them to get a bit more differences into your forces concerning the Riders of Rohan. Then here we have got the Riders of Rohan, so 1 sprue. On there are 6 Riders of Rohan, 2 with a throwing spear, 2 with hand weapons, now these days a sword and an axe, and 2 with a bow. And then on here you've got like these awesome shields. So as well, you can put them anywhere on the riders. They've got like this small ball on here, so if you want to change and have a bit of variety into your miniatures, you can look for that one. So we've got that twice as well. Another sprue. Then we got this amazing sprue of the Army of the Dead. So Army of the Dead, also one of the armies that are being seen in the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, together of course with Aragorn, the new crowned king, so to say, and with the return of not Narsil, but in that time Anduril, Flame of the West. So in the sprues you've got like 10 Warriors of the Dead. If I'm correct, there are 3 of them with a spear. So 1, 2, 3, and then the rest will have hand weapons and everything. So, and then you have like, if I'm correct, were 8 shields, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8 shields. So they're all a bit different and everything. And if you're a bit handy with green stuff, shouldn't be that hard for you to change them a bit around in the version what you can have. For example, make in this one a pikeman by adding the spear, cut it off here, add that in his hand, and you should be okay. So 1 sprue and 2 sprues. So good to see those. Then we have the Warriors of Rohan on foot. This may be known for the old SBG players that like way back we had like the small boxes of 24 miniatures. Eventually when Games Workshop went a bit back towards the old-fashioned way in selling their products and everything, GW decided to go from 24 miniatures to 12 miniatures in a box for, at that time, Lord of the Rings, the SBG. I think it was with the blue boxes and stuff like that, and then this sprue eventually changed into 12. So then you only had 1 of these sprues. Now in this box you also have only 1 sprue. So here we have like 4 throwing spears, 4 with hand weapons, and 4 with a bow. And on there as well some variety of the shields and everything. So if you would like to create something again, it's really easy to do. Unfortunately I see that my bow here is a bit damaged. It's been bent. No. But I will sort that one out. But you have one of these. These will represent your dismount, so if your horses will go down in the game eventually, you have to have dismounts on the miniatures, or at least if the rider doesn't die. So you get these in the box to dismount miniatures. And let's see, and then we have further, we have a few more things. So here we have the new miniature that everyone is buzzing about, the great King Theoden of Rohan, and this one is into a new plastic one. So King Theoden had a Finecast miniature and he had multiple poses. I think eventually, if you count them all, he had like 5 to 6 different kind of poses, including then the foot ones as well. But with the new release of Middle Earth SBG, we have got this new sprue and the new miniature as well. So, as you can see, super awesome in my opinion. I really like it that Games Workshop has decided to bring some of these characters to plastic. The Middle Earth team also said like, hey, King Theoden will be one of the first of the plastic range, and probably multiple heroes will come back in plastic as well. So when I will shoot this video, it will be a few days, it will be a few days behind the Nova Open tournament. So that's a great tournament slash convention in America, if I'm correct, or Canada. I think it was in Canada. And on there we also deliver a lot of news, and King Theoden was indeed the first one, but they showcased the second one there as well. So, and there will be Gandalf with a Pippin on Shadowfax. And the great thing of that sprue as well, it will contain a dismount, probably, that's not confirmed yet, but there has been confirmed yet that Pippin will be, or can be attached out of the miniature, so you can decide to build him with Gandalf on himself. So the only thing that was not confirmed, but I think it is, if you see the sculpt itself, it will be another plastic one. So, but we cannot confirm that one yet, so we have to keep and wait for that one. So this is the other sprue from King Theoden. As you can see here, you've got like all the heads for King Theoden. The great thing of this miniature as well is like that you get Theoden with 4 heads, so you can decide if you want to put your Theoden with a helmet on, or you want to put a Theoden on without a helmet. So it's for you guys out there that wants to challenge themselves and get the different poses. Well, here's your chance. You have to get at least 2 sets of him to complete all of them. So I've painted my version up of the King Theoden. I will eventually add that one later into this video at the end. Painted that one up for the Warhammer Rotterdam store for our intro set, so that you already guys have a bit of an idea how it is looking. So that is all the content for good. So it's actually a pretty big pile. We'll showcase it to you. Just a moment. Now you can watch it. No idea. No, it's the wrong one. Right, here we go. So that is the entire pile that you get for your good miniatures. Not too shabby, if I may say myself. So then back on, we still have a few more extra sprues in there, and we will start off with this sprue right over here. Probably my favorite sprue at the moment from the last couple of months. These are the Morannon Orcs. So in this box you will get not 12, not 24, but 36 Morannon Orcs. So that is pretty much a lot of Morannon Orcs that you get. So your Morannon Orcs will be your foundation for the mortar force that you can start building out of this box set. They've got like a different couple of shields on there as well, so you can add them on. Some of the miniatures already have shields. Again, here with this one as well, if you're a bit handy here and there with some green stuff and cutting, you can change some of these miniatures really easy with swapping out their hands or their weapons. So we've got that one. I I'll make another pile over here. Not one, not two. So another one. Put 3 awesome sprues of Morannon orcs. So then we also have this sprue, and this is double sprue, and this is the Mortar Troll / Isengard Troll sprue. So this one will allow you to build whatever kind of miniature you want out of a Mortar Troll or an Isengard Troll. So the body we have over here, and you can hold him like so. And then you can add him with more armor to it if you want to. This one is for the shoulder, this one is for the breastplate. Or what you also can do is you can add the drum onto there as well, because you also have some bits for a drummer. So here we have the options for the drummer, and here we've got like the hands with the shoulder plates next to it. Those you can add on to your miniature or your troll if he has armor on. And then you have the spear option here on the side. This one is of course for the Isengard Troll, since the Mortar Troll doesn't have it. The shield, like an Isengard Uruk-hai warrior, the Isengard Troll has it as well. And then there's multiple options that you have to give your troll as a weapon. So an hammer, the classic one that you see out of the movie, a club with some points onto it, or a sword. And then last but not least, a few bits to add on to your troll. So to give it a bit more depth into it, like adding on onto the shields, or here on the faces like that we have over here. Sorry, I have to double check it. Yeah, like here. So here we've got like a normal helmet. This one we can add on and add a few things onto it. Isengard troll head and a normal troll head as well, if you want to build one without armor or an helmet. So yeah, that is the Isengard / Mortar Troll. As I said, you can build the Mortar Troll out of it, or you can make a Mortar Troll drummer out of it, or the Isengard Troll, and then with a normal weapon or with the spear option. That is all up to you. And yeah, then last but not least, and this is probably I think the most awesome one that you get in the box, since, yeah, next to Theoden of course, but you also get the Fell Beast sprue with it as well. So in here you've got like the 3 sprues to build your own Fell Beast. So in this one you have like the body, the Witch King of Angmar that has been seen on the box art as well. However, if you want to, you can also make your own normal Nazgul out of it. So a lot of people are using this body to create the Undying out of it, or the Shadow Lord on a Fell Beast, or any other Ringwraith that you have in your collection and you would like to have on your Fell Beast. So the box also gives you the options. If you have one of the named characters laying at home in the form of the Ringwraiths, you can also bring those, and you can add them onto your Fell Beast. And then here you've got the other 2 sprues to finish up your Fell Beast as well. Up here even you have like this special one if you want to, with a small helmet, without the helmet. So if you, most of the time what I know, a lot of people are adding that one if they have like an armored Fell Beast or anything like that. That is of course still possible in the new edition as well. So those are all the sprues. Then I'm going to overlap them a bit, because yeah, the Mortar Troll sprue is also a bit bigger. Let's see if I can do this nicely. Well, I will try, but probably it will fail. So let's see. So here we have both the piles of sprues. This one should be here. Good and evil. So as you maybe can recognize, the box set is 120 euros. If I'm correct, it's 95 pounds or 90 pounds, and in kronas I have no idea. So for the people that are watching it for krona, you have to look it on the website. However, everything that you have in here if you want to buy everything separately, and that's including the rulebook, you have over 300 euros of stuff in this box set. So that is a lot of value. And you can argue with that Games Workshop lately brings out these boxes with a lot of value. So especially for someone that wants to start back into Middle Earth SBG and is like, hey, listen, I don't have that much money, just want to start and bring with an army, how and what. They, however, have to start with, of course, the manual book and the rules, the army's rule book from Middle Earth SBG, and those are both 45 euros. And then you don't have your army yet. So if you don't have an army anymore at home, it's going to be a tricky and payable one. However, this awesome box set that we have right over here, for 120 euro, you also have a perfect start with the hobby, because you have like for almost 300 euros or over 300 euros even, if we're saying that Theoden is over, well, let's say he's going to be separately 30 euros or something like that, you will go easily over the 300 euros in one box set for 120 euros. And then the only thing that you will need more and further will be the rules manual for the armies of Lord of Rings. However, if you want to play with the miniatures in the box, you won't even need it, because the greatest thing about that is like you also have a small scenario book, and that's what we're gonna look into right now. Because into this scenario book you already have the profiles and everything for your miniatures to play. So as long as you don't gonna do a match play game, you can play already a game of Middle Earth SBG. So here we've got the instruction manual. So for King Theoden, the Wars of the Dead, and the Wars of Rohan, and on the back side we have the evil forces. So here it's been showcased how the Ringwraith has been assembled, and the Mortar Troll, and some of the Morannon Orcs. So great cardboard one as well, shouldn't be that hard. And then we have like this amazing book. So this is the official rules manual for Middle Earth SBG, and beneath it is also the Hobbit. So your new rule sets and everything is in this book already as well. So separately sold for 45 euros each. No idea at the moment how much it goes for pounds or krones, but it is already 45. So if you think about that, the box already you will buy it for 75 euros. So that is not too shabby. Then furthermore, we've got like the bases to assemble the miniatures and everything on. Everything that you need. Big one is of course for the Mortar Troll. Little stake for the Fell Beast. The base of the Fell Beast is of course in the sprue from the Fell Beast. Then we've got the range rulers. So these are themed into the forces that you're going to play with. So this one is awesomely made with the Witch King logo over here, and then based onto the Eye of Sauron on both sides, and again the Witch King. You can measure up to 12 inch. Lovely, lovely rangefinder. And then on the other one we've got the rangefinder of Rohan. So here you've got like the shield of Rohan, so the horses, and then probably the inside of Theoden's shield. This is one of the logos of the Rohan banner, and then the other side of the shield, again following up with the horse as well. So two of those, one for both players. Some of the dices, so these are the small dices. They are a bit different than the usual dices that we get. I like a bit more square and a bit smaller, so that would be great for rolling, because yeah, the miniatures of SBG are also a little smaller than the ones that you're used to from Age of Sigmar or for Warhammer 40k. So in my opinion as well, really great that you don't get these chunky dices with the starter set, and that it's a bit better to get smaller ones. However, as long as you don't have the normal chunky ones, so like the special versions of it, it won't be that hard to roll with them on the board, as long as you don't go higher than that. And if I'm correct, those are the 12 to 16 millimeter dices. So as long as you play with those, you're all fine. If you're gonna roll with some higher, then you want to be a bit more careful where you roll your dices. So then we've got like these small awesome counters. These counters were made by Games Workshop as well, and you can use them, as you can see. They've got like the normal one, Heroic Strike, on the or above it, and then Heroisch Hisch. I think it's the German version. I'm really bad in my German, but I know it's German. Halbe Bewegung, halbe Bewegung. I'm sorry that I'm destroying the German language, but yeah, you have those in there as well. On the other side they have like Heroic Shoot, Heroic Combat, Courage, and the Prone. And on the other ones, those are the markers for if you have multiple wounds on your characters. So like the Witch King, his Fell Beast has 3 wounds, so if he's getting wounded, you put one of these down. If he has 2 wounds, you flip him around, and so on. So you can easily push these out. They're from really good quality because I know them out of the accessory pack. And if you want to storage them, you can put them in a small bag like I did, or you can put them really small backwards into it. Eventually they won't have any more strength in there and will automatically fall out, but hopefully at that time you have a small bag where to put those in. And yeah, last but not least, we have, as I said, the small summary and profile booklet from the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. So in this booklet you have like a lot of the profiles, an explanation of how Middle Earth SBG is been played these days, and you've got like the 4 basic scenarios that they created with the content of the box inside. So I absolutely love it. It's really simple, you can read into it. I'm not going too much over into detail because otherwise I will spoil the entire box set, but it will be like this. You have the deployment type, priority, special rules, tactics, and the participation which you need. So on one side for the good and the other side for the evil. And you can play these games together if you want to. You can also play them 2 versus 2 if you want to. In every scenario they placed a few things down, how much or how big the board will be, and what you probably will be needing if you want to play it out. So, and then in the back, as I said, you have like the profiles. So I'll go into details as well because of the protection of the rules armies and everything, but yeah, they are on the pages as well for all the miniatures that are in the box. Be attentive, the point cost is not in the booklet. So if you want to have the point cost and everything, you will need the armies of Lord of the Rings or armies of Middle Earth. So that's the new rule army one. And then for the people that like it, we also have a gameplay summary on the back. So on here everything is what you need to know from your miniatures. On there on the back, and I'm gonna put it a bit lower, are also all the miniatures of the box set, so what their profiles are, how and what. So alright, so that's everything in the box set. I will go and put this one right over here, and this one as well. We're gonna do another few videos, and that's probably some tactical reviews over it. A lot of other YouTube channels are doing it as well. I know the GBHL are doing it. Tabletop Wargaming, so I think that's from GBHL Steve, or Tabletop Wargaming Steve, are doing some reviews from the book as well. What has changed in global and all the other things. We from the White Scars are going to do that as well. So probably I will be accompanied by Thijs or with someone else eventually due to time. If no one will be able to help me out with it, I will probably do it myself. But those will be seen as well on the channel. And furthermore, we also will do a small in-look depth into all the different kind of armies as well, and a small review. In those reviews as well, we don't talk about the points values or anything. Just do and talk a bit about the small changes into it, some of the special rules, and how and what the miniature makes it right now or didn't make it in the former edition. So guys, and that concludes this unboxing video from the new Middle Earth SBG core box, the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. So to wrap it up a bit and my thoughts about it, first off, the price is absolutely amazing for what you get. As I described before in the clip before here, you have like for 120 euros almost products until 300 euros. The second point for what I think is amazing is like for everyone that wants to get into the hobby from Middle Earth SBG, everything that you will need for the beginning you have in the box with the 4 scenarios to play out and learn you how everything works. So the movement, shooting, charging, throwing weapons and heroic actions and everything like it. As well, you have the profiles in there so you can play the open play and you can play the scenario play with it. So that's 2 already from the 3 match plays that you have, or from the play versions that you have. Match play is of course the one with points. If you want to play that, then you only need the armies of Middle Earth or Lord of Rings to add onto it, and then you have got the point values for it as well. So that's the second one. Everyone that wants to start with it, it's a great value and a good start because you have everything in there. 3, the quality of the box, it's in my opinion really good as well. It's a hard cardboard box, you've got a lot of miniatures in there and it's a really good storage one. If you don't have like another box or anything like it, if you want to protect it in a kind of way. 4, I think all the extra tools that you get with to it. I am a collector of those kind of goodies, so I think the rangefinder for Rohan and for Mordor are really awesome. You also have then the rules manual into it, what's like in former box you have like the smaller one or anything like that. I also like that, but what you see now with all the other core boxes from 40k, Dark Imperium and the Soul Wars box, you already get the basic book with it as well. So in this kind of way you don't have to pay another 45 euros to get the other stuff for Middle Earth SBG. The only thing from that point I have there, small minus point onto it, but that's a bit more complaining than that's really a hard complaint, and that's because the dice that you have in there, they're amazing, fantastic. However, I would have loved if the Middle Earth team or the team that created eventually the box into its final form, that maybe they would have added some charismatic dices or other colored dices to it, because if you compare them to the other dices that you had like in the Dark Imperium or the Soul Wars box, these dices are not like the greatest dices that you get. So I think that's the only minus point that I can mention out for the Battle of the Pelennor Field box set. So yeah, that's me completely done with it. I want to thank you all very much for it. I hope you liked this unboxing video. It's a bit longer than the normal one that we're doing. But yeah, most of the time the unboxings are like smaller boxes or like blisters, and this one is of course like one of the core games. So as I said, what we want to go and do is we want to do and reviewing the core set or the core rulebook for Lord of Rings as well, just like the other YouTube channels are doing. We're a bit later than them because of the time schedule I have at the moment and my friends that are helping me out with reviewing them and everything, but they will be seen here on the channel. Furthermore, if you would like to see some better reports from the 4 scenarios out of the box, just put a comment in the section below and say if you would like to see them, yes or no. If we have enough votes of it, I will consider it and will play out the scenarios that you have in the rulebook. So furthermore, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you got some feedback for us, try to do it in some building up feedback and put it down in the comments section below. If you have any other questions, you can contact us through YouTube or Facebook. We're on multiple locations, so it won't be that hard to find us if you want to PM us with some other information. So that's it for now. This was Jeroen from Rotterdam White Scars, and see you in the next Rotterdam White Scar battle report or next Rotterdam White Scar unboxing video.